Positively Muskegon, it's Andy O'Reilly, and I met up with Kelly Richards here at the Norton Shores branch of the Muskegon Area District Library. And you know, a lot of these Positively Muskegons are about good things and fun people and all this. This time I'm raising a flag because we got to watch out for this. This millage vote that's coming up in August, right?
That's
Kelly?
correct.
In August. Mm-hmm. If this millage doesn't pass, our library system is gone. Is that the correct?
That's it, you know, and you kind of hate to say it that way.
Well, but you got to get right down to the point on this one, because
yes.
In as much as libraries, guilty right here, I don't use the library, as much as they aren't what they were at one point, this is a community resource that cannot be let go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, Andy, I appreciate you bringing us on. In the beginning of my career, matriculating and going into career after career, you know, until you found the one that you really love. I used to be a police officer.
Sure.
And you didn't really want to have to deal with police officers. But you were happy to know they were out there for when you needed them or when someone else needed them. And the library is really similar to that. It's a shared resource. Yeah. It's a way to, you know, you can kind of look at it like it's the people's university.
Sure.
All of our, you know, our family history and immigrants who came over, that's where they learn. They learn from the library, and that same concept kind of goes today. It's a shared resource. You know, there are families that, you know, not necessarily fixed income, but, you know, they're not really wealthy either. Yeah. But this is a way for the community to come together to have internet access. We've got some rural communities where they aren't able to really access the bandwidth or the necessary, I guess, so to speak, power going through the internet and speed. Yeah. And our libraries now have fiber in them, so the students in that area, like community college, Baker College students, or people who are working and going back to school part-time, now they're able to access all of the Blackboard classes, live classes that are being taught in their community, in their local library, but they can't access it with the cable and the bandwidth that's available in homes because it's not fast enough. Now our cable in those branches is robust and fast enough, and we're able to do that because it's a shared resource and service for the whole community, and that's what libraries are all about. As the mediums changes, you know, I'm old enough to say that I remember 45s and LPs.
We both got enough grit right down there to talk about that, don't we?
It's there. So as the medium changes, library changes with that information resource. Yeah. And we share that, and even with data, you know, people think, well, I go to Google and find out everything I want. Well, there are a lot of people who need someone to steer them through Google. Yeah. And that's what your library does. It helps you with that, but it also provides you with that first source material if you're writing papers and what have you, because everything on Google is not true.
No.
You might believe it's true, but it isn't.
I thought everything on the internet was true.
No. And that's what your local library is there for, is to help our students, help you know, the students in high school, college, and those of us who are just into lifelong learning. I want to learn more, and your librarian is the gate person.
And don't count out the younger people too, because you offer all kinds of early reading programs and things like that. So it's a lifelong resource.
Yes,
it really is. Talk a little bit about what, say somebody hasn't been to the library in 7 years. What are they going to walk in here and find that's different from what they remember?
They're going to walk into the library and they're going to wonder, what are all of these computers doing in here?
And you know, if you look out right here now, it's about 2:30 on a Thursday afternoon that we're taping this. This place is full, and there are people using computers almost every station.
They're on the computers because on the computers we have access, which is a shared resource we're preparing for databases where people can actually go in there and not only do job searches, but they can actually take the tests and the exams and practice tests for actually thousands of careers.
Sure.
Tests that they would normally have to pay for. They can actually go in there and take the actual test for free through this shared service that all of the members of the community are paying for. But one of the things that libraries do that has been proven is they have improved the quality of life in all of our communities.
And like I said, I'm as guilty as the next guy of not using the library enough. But to think that our entire city would lose, our entire area could lose 10 libraries.
10 libraries, that quick.
Just because a millage doesn't pass.
Correct.
I saw a video. It was called The Requiem for the American Dream. It's on Netflix if you want to watch that. And they talk about how people have kind of lost their sense when it comes to things like libraries and school millages and stuff like that. You know what? You're not paying for you. You're paying for the guy down the street to be able to get an education, or the kid down the street to have a library to go to, that kind of thing. And the millage is not asking for that much money from the homeowner. Talk about the price.
For a property value, taxable value of like $50,000, or on a sale value of a $100,000 home. Now we're paying for library service about $3. This adds $2 to that. So basically, for the year, it's cheaper than the Netflix. The basic subscription is cheaper than a new book. Books are $25, $35, brand new book, hardcover, fiction or nonfiction book. And but you get a wealth of knowledge, and as you were saying, it improves the quality of life in the community. One of the things that we found out, and this is through true research, is that early childhood literacy, if you can get a kid in between the ages of 0 to 5, and we're talking kids that don't even read,
right?
But if you can get them interested in reading, what it does is it staves off their dependency on the government. If you don't get them interested in reading, what happens is the numbers skyrocket for those who become dependent on the government. And that is any kind of governmental aid or prison.
Yeah, you don't want that.
And that's what libraries do. They create that atmosphere to inspire our children. We have hundreds of kids in our early childhood literacy programs, or story time.
Sure.
That's what the libraries call them. Now you have the technical term for early childhood literacy, but it's story time. It's getting kids interested.
Sure.
Not readers, but interested.
Sneak it in on them. Don't tell them it's a lesson. Just sneak this right in and tell you how it works.
And they love it. And we have a great storyteller who goes around from branch to branch, Miss Allison. And it's funny when I go in sometimes to some of the schools and do a story time for the kids, and I'll do her little patented move like this. And when you do that little patented move, the kids already know what that means. That's take me to the library. That's how they do this and ask their parents to take them to the library.
That's cool.
And it's amazing.
You talk about the storyteller who goes around place to place. How many jobs are we talking about being lost if this millage doesn't pass?
It's kind of interesting, comparing our library system to others in the area. We're 10 locations, and we are about 47 employees. But the majority of them are part-time and students who put the books up. That includes everybody. And we man 10 different locations, and all of our communities are wanting their libraries open more. So we're shooting people all over the county, and and like, for example, like Hackley, and it's it's had to cut staff back lately, in the last few years, but they had that number of people in that branch. One branch.
No kidding.
It's a bigger building. But the hours we have and the hours they have are comparable. But we were trying to do 10 locations across the county, and that's because when we started the system off, the county could no longer afford us, and they were afraid that asking for millage wouldn't pass.
Right.
Because they had been taking on this responsibility for so many decades. So they figured, well, let's ask for the least amount of money possible. So Matto has really operated for the last 10 years with a budget that doesn't equate to the services that we need to offer. It was, let's start, but let's ask for a small amount. And you guys, go back a few years and ask for more, but we never did. We just tried to make it. We were afraid. Reason why we were afraid, because the millage failed 3 times.
Well, this time we hope it doesn't.
Absolutely.
And we really can't let it. So we're talking $2 extra on your house for a year.
Yes.
$2 to keep the library system open here in Muskegon. It's important. It's
$2 a month.
$2 a month. So $24. $24 $24.
Yes.
It's almost laughable because it's such a small amount of money, and the way people prioritize things anymore. This is just to me, it's very important. It's important to a lot of people on the council. You know, you came over and spoke to Roosevelt Park, and to think that we're as a community in risk of losing our libraries is ridiculous for that little bit of money.
We've been quiet for a long time because libraries are, you know, we're not. Yeah, you know, shh. You know, and we haven't really promoted what we do to the community. We just do it. You know, we're librarians. We just want to provide a great service to the community, and we found that over the years, you know, we need to say more. We need to let people know what we do. Even the people in the communities who aren't aware of the services and things that we provide, we need to let them know. A lot of people, they're not coming because they don't realize what the library is all about, and the extent and the broad number of services that we provide in order to improve the quality of life in the community.
It ain't like them old days where you walked in and found a bunch of books and a card file system.
No.
It's all done.
It's that and more.
And more. Good. We're going to put all the links up here so you can be informed and get ready to vote. It's in August, correct?
That's correct.
At this millage. I'm telling you, folks, if I've ever asked you for one favor, it's this one. Make sure this library millage passes. I don't ask for much for doing this show, but we can't let our community go without these libraries. So come August, make sure that vote happens. Get your vote in. Pass this millage. Save the libraries. Keep this guy doing the work he does and taking such great credit to this community. Kelly, thanks for taking a couple of minutes.
Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you so much.
We hope the millage passes in August.
Thank you.